There is a specific kind of quiet panic that happens at almost the exact same moment for almost everyone in their 20s and early 30s. You're scrolling late at night, someone you went to school with just posted a new house, or a wedding, or a promotion that sounds like a completely different life than yours. And for about 4 seconds, a very specific, very private thought shows up. Am I behind? Not behind in some abstract way, behind them. Behind everyone who seems to already have it figured out. While you're still checking your account balance before you buy coffee, still ranting, still watching your student loan balance barely move. You've had that thought. Almost everyone your age has, and almost nobody ever tells everyone else that they had it too. Which is exactly why it feels so isolating, and exactly why the real numbers will feel such a relief. My name is Ashraf, and we're here talking finance. You've been measuring yourself against a number that barely exists. The one specific number you imagine everyone else in your age has. Chances are it's higher than reality. Governments actually track this. Real households, real research, not influencer flexing. And every time they publish it, they release two different figures, the average and the median. The average gets scored brutally upward by a small number of extremely wealthy people your age. A handful of founders, early crypto buyers, people who inherited money, sitting inside the exact same bracket as you and dragging the whole number up with them. The median is simply the actual person in the middle of your generation. Half of people your age have more, half have less. It's not a pure statistics lesson, but we're gonna first clear this before going to what's next. And that's the number that's actually about you. In America, the median net worth under 35 is in 6 figures, is $35,000. Not the number screenshotted from a financially free at 25. The real one, sit with that. The number you've been measuring yourself against wasn't really the real bar. It was the outliers bar. You're not behind, you're on time. More than 1 of 4 households in America have a net worth of 0 or less than 0. Not struggling, not almost there, actually negative. Owing more than they own, and it's usually because of the student debt. Over a quarter, not the unlucky few, and close to the third of your generation. If you've ever been opening a banking app, seen a number that made your stomach drop, and quietly assumed you were the only one, you weren't. You were just the one talking about it out loud. Right now in your 20s, this exact stage is where the gap between people your age is smallest it will ever be. Almost everyone is near zero, and almost nobody has separated yet. If there was ever a moment to stop comparing and just start quietly without an audience, this is it. The people who will be ahead in 15 years aren't ahead now. They just started moving a little bit earlier than everyone standing next to them. The trap that catches the people the moment they realize they're behind. The moment someone genuinely believes they're behind, they don't usually respond by starting small and steady. They panic correct. A meme stock, crypto on leverage, a get rich by 30 course, one dramatic swing designed to erase 5 or 10 years of feeling behind in a single move. And almost none of it works. Most of it make the actual gap worse, not better. Cause now there is a loss sitting on the top of the year that's already passed. The fear of being behind is exactly what pushes people toward the kind of risk that guarantees they'll fall further behind. Feeling behind isn't dangerous by itself. What's dangerous is the specific type of decisions people make while trying to fix that feeling. Every catch-up story is boring, slow, and started earlier than it needed to feel urgent. The people making you feel behind are not your actual peers. By the time your generation reaches your late 40s, the gap between people who started this way and people who don't becomes realistically absurd. Among Americans aged 45 to 54, same decade of life, same age bracket. Someone at the low end has about $42,000, a 226 times difference, exactly the same age group, and someone at the very top has a $9 million. That confident person you saw in the comment section today, casually mentioning early retirement or a paid-off house at 28, statistically, they are almost never actual peer. They're the extreme edge of a massive, invisible spree, kind of person who was always going to post about it, precisely because they're the outlier, not the median. You were never actually behind them, you were standing next to a number that was never representative of anyone but itself. Relief is not the finish line. The real numbers should make you feel calmer, but it should not make you feel finished. The median isn't a target, it's a floor. Proof that you're not failing, not a description of where you should stop. Someone at $39,000 and at 35 isn't on track in some final sense. They're simply not behind, which is a completely different thing from having actually built something. The whole point of losing that panic is you can stop losing energy and time on comparison and start spending the same energy on an actual, ambitious, specific number of your own. One that's yours, not the median's and not some stranger's screenshot. Calm isn't the goal. Calm is just what clears enough space in your head to go set a standard for yourself that's higher than just I'm not behind. So take the relief, actually feel it, then immediately ask yourself a question harder than am I behind? What will it take for you to be the outlier in 15 years? The one number that quietly pulls up the average for everyone else. So next time that quiet late night thought shows up, let it go. Genuinely. You've seen the real numbers now and you're standing exactly where most people your age actually stand. But don't stop there and don't reach for shortcuts either. No single trade, no single course, no single lucky break closes a gap that boring, steady time was always going to close better. Use the space that relief just opened up to set a standard for yourself that has nothing to do with everyone else's timeline. The version of you in 5, 10, 15 years that the people will start comparing themselves to without ever knowing your name. You're not behind people making you feel that way, and you don't have to stay average just because average isn't something to be ashamed of. And if this made you feel even this slightly alone and a little more ready to aim higher, that was the point of making it. If you guys like this kind of videos, don't forget to subscribe and like so the algorithms can show up this video to other people who need to see it. Because the real story of how people end up ahead starts exactly here. Calm enough to think clearly and ambitious enough to not stop there.
ما يمليش غيكون رح كنا لازون